one. Sheds hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging neck, bring extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slip the doors away. What you gonna do?
Happy Sunday to you folks. Welcome to the Double S Podcast. It's me, Gene. Hey, quick reminder, we're not live tonight. If you're commenting here right now and I'm not replying to you, it is not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm on the road with my beautiful bride, coming back from Nampa, Idaho, which hopefully, if I've done my job right, you've seen a bunch of content that we've been posting on the social media platforms about the air show at the Warhawk Air Museum, where we've got the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. Mr. Romans and his beautiful bride, and myself and my bride, we are there on scene. We have been there on scene, and by now, as I said, I'm probably in Utah somewhere, to be honest with you. Let's hope that way we can be back on Monday, getting back from that awesome deal. So we are not live tonight. Just to remind you, we're not live. We are recorded, but please leave your comments. We're going to throw some opinions here in a little bit. Leave your comments. Agree, disagree, whatever you want to chime in on, and we'll reply to them when we're back in studio, when we get back here. So, awesome stuff, man. Welcome to the Heroes Media Group on a Sunday night on this recorded episode here. It's a little bit different show tonight. No interview. You have to deal with my ugly mug. Now, we're going to chew the fat. We're going to talk about some things. I'm going to give you an update. Late summer update on where things are at with the nonprofits I'm working with. As you know, I work exclusively with 3, but I'm also associated with others as collaborating partners, and basically, we keep ourselves busy, man, serving those that serve or have served. That's the ultimate goal. So we'll give you an update on that. And then we're gonna jump into Coach C's corner, man. We're doing a little chalk talk. We're gonna talk about a couple things here. True Patriot Outfitters is a mental health well-being organization. That's what we're here for, is to improve mental health, improve overall mental well-being by using the outdoors to achieve that. And so, as we say before, we don't provide therapy, but what we do provide is therapeutic. There's no question, and it gives the people that we work with a space for maintenance, man. Self-maintenance, reflection, recharging, rebuilding, which is highly, highly needed. Plus, we really focus on camaraderie, bonding, getting that tribal connection back, dude. Improving quality of life. That's what we're trying to do here for a group of individuals in our communities that have more than paid for it, and that we owe a great deal of gratitude to. So, hey, before we get going too much further, let's pay the bills. Every episode of the Double S Podcast brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation, man. You've been seeing a bunch of us with the GWAT Wall of Remembrance. We're out there. Hashtag helping is healing. Throw that hashtag out there. Keep that moving, man. Helping is healing at the Romans Warrior Foundation. Check them out at romanswarriorfoundation.org. You'll see the Stop 22 tour there. You'll see the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. You'll see our little division there, the Field Ops division. These are the main the areas here that the True Patriot Outfitters deals with, the Field Ops side. The Stop 22 tour, that's veteran singer-songwriters making music by vets for vets. And of course, our mobile monument at the GWAT. It takes a village to keep this stuff going, to keep these complementary alternative modes of therapeutic care, to keep that stuff moving around the country. So if you find so fit, please make a donation to the Romans Warrior Foundation. If you know an organization that would like to partner with us in other ways, well, we have a lot of needs to keep this wall moving around. It was not an inexpensive move to take that wall from Alabama to Idaho, and then try to get it back. It takes a lot of folks working together to make that kind of stuff happen. So get with us and we'll get that going. Also, the Double S Podcast brought to you by the Heroes Media Group, as we are a proud member of that organization and all of the great podcasts that are on this network. Last week we had David Willis Jr. on there from the Homefront Sit Rep. We've had Mark Peterson. We've had Andrea on. We the People, got you 6 at 6. Check these guys. Check out these podcasts, man. There is some great shows on there. Just about every night there's a show going off, and there's something for everybody. So go out to heroesmediagroup.com. Go check out, click on podcast, and you go down there and you can see all of our shows that are out there. Also, a sister company of that, HMG Beverage. My personal favorite is Kickstart. If you like a darker roast in your coffee and you're looking for quality, HMG Beverage is worth the shot, man. Go take a peek at it, and go get you order a pound or two and get that on the way. You'll enjoy it the same as we did for sure. Hey, you want to look cool and support the mission? Go out, check out the TPO merch, our store there at truepatriotoutfitters.org/store-2. Last but not least, give the Double S Podcast a subscribe. That'd be a huge, huge help for us. Or you can just go to @TruePatriotOutfitters and subscribe there, because we're going to keep flying it on there. And there's been some conversation about just consolidating back to the TPO's main YouTube channel. We'll see. We'll see what's going to go on with that. Either way, you're going to be able to stay with us here and keep that stuff going. All right. The bills are paid. So let's go down through some updates here. As I just got done saying, we've been at Nampa, Idaho, Air Show, Warhawk Air Museum, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Today should be Sunday. We're on the drive back. And if we didn't explain it there, what's happening here, and the reason they brought the wall in, they're going to be unveiling in the next month or so, unveiling a new area of the museum that is dedicated solely to the GWAT era, okay, the Global War on Terror's era. That's basically starts like 82, 83 range, right in there. It starts there all the way up to, technically speaking, the debacle withdrawal that took place in 21. But nevertheless, that's that era of the global war on terror that's out there. And they're going to be opening up a new section of this museum with that. And so they thought, what a great way to do that, to announce that and unveil some of the initial thoughts by bringing in the wall, all right, the memorial. The only mobile memorial in the nation that is dedicated to that era in its entirety. And so, yeah, man, I'm recording before we go there. We're super stoked to get there. Hopefully it's been awesome. We've shown you a bunch of cool pictures, so on and so forth, that we've had rolling around from that, and some video. Let's see here. What else? Man, we've been busy. We've been very, very busy here around the TPO and RWF family here with our field ops events we've been putting on. Some familiar faces from the past, some new faces coming in. And we've been using Stanley Lake quite a bit here as of recent, just because it is a great place for us to take people, kind of get them introduced to kayak fishing, and then we get them on the list for taking on our excursions. We're already planning 2026 events, I should say. We're planning for those. We're getting some people on the list to go to those. Going to do some cool stuff as we move forward. We got some September stuff coming up here. We're going to try to make do and get these field op events in there. So we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, man, we got a few months to go where the weather still allows us and the water stays open. So we're going to keep trucking along with that. On top of that, the TPO RWF, you also know I'm a therapeutic coordinator with Heroes on the Water. Heroes on the Water, fantastic organization. No other organization in the nation has done more for recreational therapy in the kayak fishing space than HOW. All right, they are the ones that help fund and get the research going at Texas A&M with some scientists behind this, and start this many, many years ago, to start looking at the impact specifically from kayak fishing, the positive mental impact that it has in managing stress, managing PTSD, TBI work, improvement of quality of life. Just everyday coping mechanisms, you name it, man. They've actually poured the science into this and help advance, take us out of the alternative medicine category and put us into the complementary. Now they've kind of they've come up with a new one in the medical field called CAM, which stands for Complementary Alternative Medicine. Bottom line is, what does it mean? Take this and add this to already existing, say, mental health practitioner work, and we see the results just compound and go through the roof. So we know it works, man. It's there. And I'll be honest with you. I don't need a lab coat to tell me that it works. I get feedback from the people we take out. And over the course of the last 3 years, we've had responses to these trips that we've done with folks, and some of the responses have ranged from, hey man, that was fun, all the way to the other end of, brother, you may have just saved my life. And dude, I'm going to tell you right now, when we get that kind of feedback, that's the only thing I need. All right. I don't need some doc or somebody to tell me about this. I've seen it. I know what it does. Specifically getting outdoors with people that respect you, people that give you the space to speak your mind, right? No judgment, no nothing. You say what's on your mind. You say how you feel, and you're in an accepting environment that's basically gonna promote that. And you're around other people that get it, man, that are with you on this. Or even if they don't 100% get, like they have maybe walked in your shoes specifically, they have a respect for you that you've not probably received in other areas. That's what we're doing here. As I said before, it's not therapy, but it is therapeutic, man. For us, we specifically focus in that realm of kayak fishing, camping, and hiking. Those three things. We'll get into that a little bit later here. Back to the Heroes on the Water work that we've done here. We are part of the Denver VA Therapeutic chapter. That's different than some of the other HOW chapters that are out there. The other HOW are 100% volunteer chapters. And they basically work with the general public, any vet, any first responder, basically can come through, sign up and go through there. What we do is specifically working directly with the VA with their outpatient and inpatient services. That's basically what we provide. We work directly with the rec therapists there and staff members, and we take those folks out that are in the programs for monthly, weekly visits that we do. Well, on top of that, another special group that comes and joins us every year, and we're trying to pick up the number of times, is the VI group. Now, what VI is visually impaired. One of my favorite events every year is working with the VI group. Love these cats, man. They are so fun to work with out there, and seeing the freedom that paddling, and fishing and healing that allows them to get out there on the kayak, on the water, seeing the freedom it provides them. Tell you what, man, it's very uplifting for those of us that get the privilege to do the work there with them. And yeah, it is super cool. We've been really busy in that department. So we've been averaging about 3 events a week right now. For one guy to handle that, it's been pretty solid, keeping this old guy moving when you're moving 12 kayaks at a time, prepping them, getting them ready. And then of course we get folks to help us load back up. But yeah, doing that several times a week, getting them out of the trailer and getting all the gear on them and such. It's quite the run. We've had some volunteers in the past that have chosen to move on to other areas and work some personal stuff. And so, yeah, we're always looking for volunteers. I'll tell you that. It's kind of tough because a lot of times we're operating during the week. But if you're looking at for a way that you can get involved with us here in the Denver metro area, we also are opening up. Welcome to the HOW family. Also a Team TPO guy, Mr. Justin Brickland, retired U.S. Air Force. Brick is going to be leading up the Heroes on the Water Southern Division now. Going to be working Pueblo, Colorado Springs. He's going to be down there. I, of course, will be supporting him through that entire endeavor. Anytime he needs the backup or help, I'll be there to take care of that. He's already got his first event lined up. We're going to be going down there in September, so looking to stay very busy and keep things going. We're between Heroes on the Water and the TPO RWF, man. We are doing what we can here in Colorado to keep this stuff rolling. And let the power of the outdoors do what it needs to do. So that's been basically the update on what's been happening. Now let's talk about what's going to happen. September 8th, Jimmy Burgess, Team TPO out of Missouri, but also Executive Director, Heartland Canine for Vets, and part of the Heartland Patriot Festival, one of the organizers to that whole thing, which is wabam right there. They are putting on one heck of a week-long event schedule here, benefiting a ton of local veterans and their families and nonprofits across. Share that calendar with you, dude. From the 6th of September all the way through the 13th. As you can see, they are busier than a one-armed paper hanger in there, dude. They've got stuff going every single day. For us, we're going to come join them on that Monday the 8th kayak fishing tournament. Check this out. This is a cool event that they've got lined up. So what it is 5 teams, Private Lake, Hope Lodge, Peterson Outdoor Ministries, providing the lodging to the competitors and providing the lake for all the competitors. 5 teams, each team consists of 3 anglers, a relay style. Only one angler from each team will be on the water at a time, and it's like 3-hour blocks. When their 3 hours is up, they come in, tag off to the next angler, and out that angler goes. Now, what are we competing for? It's more than just, than prize monies or any of that mess or any bragging rights. No. There are 5 deserving nominated veterans that we will be fishing for. Each team was given a name. Each team then got a sponsor. Team TPO sponsored one of the teams. Turns out our team is called Team Honor. That is us. That's me, Stacy Jordan, and one of the guys from Bud's Baits there, Kevin, Kevin or Keith. I forget. I'm old. I apologize. But I know we've got a great team, man. My homie Stacy and I will be out there. It's going to be an amazing deal. And guess what? What we're doing is we're fishing for the vet. Whatever team wins, the vet that they're fishing for is going to win a loaded out new canoe kayak. Brand new. This is coming from working with New Canoe and Bud's Baits out of Joplin. Man, this is super, super cool. We're going to basically set somebody up here with a brand new kayak, loaded up for them so they can get out there and do what they need to do. Very exciting, and it's quite an honor to be a part of this deal here. And that's going on the 8th of September. So we'll get in that weekend, and then we'll be ready to do the deal. Then we'll get back on the road, get back here, because the 9th, we're not 9th, but the 10th, we have a HOW event here again. So it's going to be busy. We're going to keep things moving here, but that's been what the summer is, and we'll keep this through the fall and keep it trucking. So yeah, man, September 8th, going to be awesome there. Heartland, and let's see, well, we still had, the kayak bass fishing tournament with Peterson Outdoor Ministries, Heartland Canine for Vets, the whole group, just some phenomenal nonprofits all coming together to make this thing happen. And that's a super cool thing when you see these nonprofits all with one mission, man, and collaborating and working together. Super, super cool stuff. Hey, real quick, as a reminder, as I'm going to do throughout the night here, we're not live. Okay. This is recorded. I'm not live. I'm on the road right now, probably in Utah, driving down and trying to get back home here, for tomorrow. So, but please feel free to leave a comment, anything you'd like to throw up there. We will definitely, when we're back in studio and available to take a look at stuff, we will absolutely respond to the comments. So we appreciate you tuning in here and checking us out. But again, we are not live. All right, let's see here. What else? If you followed along a little bit on my personal Facebook, you will see that we had a chance to kind of break away a little bit, spend some time with family, and we went to the Chill Shop. Now, what's important about the Chill Shop? We had the owner of the Chill Shop, Miss Diana Rands. We had her on the show a while back. Diana Rands and her family is hands down the largest supporter of the True Patriot Outfitters that we've had to this point. On top of that, her organization, the Chill Shop, on top of the great support they provided to us last year, the Chill Shop this year is going to donate a percentage of all profits or all sales, going to donate a percentage of that to the True Patriot Outfitters at the end of the year. So we're super stoked with that. We're super grateful and thankful. The Rands family is an amazing family. Their support has meant the world to us. And really, really helped us get 25 kicked off with a start there, get some really vital equipment that we needed. Without that, we wouldn't have had the bandwidth to get it done, and their support really helped us do that. So the Chill Shop, the cool thing about the Chill Shop, it's the next best thing to me than making tackle, is that it's a jewelry shop, all right? So you can go online out to the chill.shop. You can go check them out there. And you can see the very reasonably priced, high quality jewelry that she makes out there, all custom jewelry, no two pieces the same, technically, since it's all handmade, that you're going to see out there. But on top of that, there's classes that you can do. And if you go on my personal Facebook page, you'll see it there. You go there and you can actually make the jewelry you get a chance to take. Now, I'm not a blingy dude, right? I mean, wedding ring, that's pretty much what I wear. But if you want to make something for a loved one, or to be honest with you, man, there is a therapeutic side to just sitting down there and chewing the fat with some folks. in good company and just, taking the time to build this stuff through. She shows you how, she walks you through the entire process. It's super, super cool. It was a ton of fun. I enjoyed spending some time with my wife and my sister-in-law. Really, really cool stuff to hang out and do there. And so, yes, Diana Rand's, the Chill Shop. We love you guys. Thank you so very much. Much appreciated. On the other side of thanking the organizations, a while back, Santa did a 12-month calendar for us, donating pretty much almost every bit of the proceeds of the profits donated to the TPO from the sale of these. No other retail location sold more than Miko Coffee out of Longmont, Colorado. I've never even set foot in their facility there. Santa has. He's gone to Miko Coffee Shop a few times, but these folks stepped up in such a way, man. Clearly, their staff was supporting the deal. They sold a pile of calendars on our behalf and made a very generous donation to us on that side. And for that, we love you guys to death, man. And we're going to make a point to get down there and maybe see if we can get Miko on the show here and get the manager or owners in here and chat with us, and just give them give them some airtime here to chat with us and ask them where that patriotic streak came from. We appreciate them a great deal. They did an awesome deal for us there. So super cool. Hey, last week, I don't know if you caught our show, but if not, go check it out. We had a very, very special guest on, Mr. David Willis Jr., United States Marine Corps vet, also a host of the Homefront SITREP. Now, what does Homefront SITREP podcast do? What they do is they highlight organizations, nonprofits specifically, that are owned by veterans, working for veterans. That is their sole purpose. Now, you see, we do that from time to time, but I'll tell you, it's just one little avenue of what we do. We try to make sure that we do highlight veteran-owned organizations, be it for-profit or nonprofit. It doesn't matter. If we have stories of positive, good things happening, we want to share that. Homefront SITREP's more specialized in what they're offering up there. They have some veteran authors, and they have just some great stories on there. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Willis, David is... He's a Marine through and through. It's serving, taking care of others around him. It's just part of his DNA, man. And I believe that 100% comes from the Marine training that goes on there. It is absolutely a trait that I've noticed in almost every Marine that I've ever encountered, is they just take care of people around them. They want to find ways they can help. Community, family, friends, whatever the case may be, they're there to serve and service of others. Well, David, man, hearing him talk and hearing him say some of the things that he said, it feels good to hear people of a like mind. In other words, one of the things he and I both share is believing in the fact that we're not in competition with other nonprofits. Okay, I don't care if you have new canoe kayaks that are the same color as mine, and you've got a Chevy Silverado pickup, and you're doing the same thing I'm doing just down the street. If I can help you be successful, and you're helping more vets than what I can reach, perfect. That's what we're here for, man. We're not in competition with each other. And so rejecting the nonprofits, or maybe some of the organizations out there that don't want to collaborate, that are, really worried about the funding more than anything else, we both have the frame of mind that they've forgotten what they started the nonprofit for. Right? I'm sorry, if that's your number one, if your number one thing is funding's more important than anything, we don't need more nonprofits. Dude, for well-run nonprofits out there, you're absolutely damn right we do. We absolutely do, because we're not getting to all of our brothers and sisters out there, and we need to, right? So if they're well-run and they're doing their job right, we can work it out. We can figure it out. So, and that's really where David and I, he echoed that and made those statements. We absolutely operate in that very same fashion. Anything we can do to help other nonprofits out there and collaborate with good ones, and then weed out the ones that aren't packing right. Maybe weed out the ones that aren't in it for the right reasons. Absolutely. I'm all for that too. We need to make space for the ones that are here, that are trying to do the good work, and that are actually out there making contact with our brothers and sisters. And it doesn't need to be through numbers. I'm sorry. I will never buy into that. I know in the grant world, they want to know how many people, how many vets have you worked with this year? Because if it's a low number, that's, you're going to get dinged for that. You know what? Screw that. If it's one a day, if it's one a show, if it's one a month, that's what we'll take. Okay. If we can touch the lives of one of our brothers and sisters and help them find some peace, find some positive energy out there, moving forward, some entertainment, dog, we're in, right? That's what I'm saying. All right. Good stuff. Go check out those episodes there if you're wanting. All right. So before we get rolling here, I want to give fair warning here. We're going to step into Coach C's Chaulk Talk, and I'm going to throw some opinions around, all right? And the language is going to be unchecked. Just want you to know that. So if you got kids or if you're listening to this loud here, there's going to be some adult language being used from time to time. Not in a bad way, but just adult language. Because as we state on the opening sequence of this show, this is real talk, man. We're just going to shoot the breeze here. We're going to fire it up. When we're done with Coach C's Corner, we're going to step into the Shots Fired segment where we've got a couple pieces here of information. Just some opinions that we're going to throw out on some articles, some things we've been seeing going on. That's the one where you really need to thicken up your skin, okay? Because I'm going to throw some opinions out that are not the opinions of any organization that I work for. They're just mine, my personal opinions when it comes to this stuff. But that's definitely the one where, you know what, if words hurt you, just might as well turn this thing off, right? Turn the podcast off. Point in fact, if you've listened this long, you're already doing pretty good because we're not the 47-second quick in and out. If you're not here to actually dig into some topics and hear some real conversation, down the road, dude, okay, no sweat off my sack. Do it. See you later. We won't do the 30-second shock jock crap. We're not going to sit there and try to play algorithm games left and right. Don't give three shits about that at the end of the day. Okay? Really don't. We'll ask people to come out and subscribe for us because it is a big help. But quite frankly, at the end of the day, if we stuck with the same number we currently have right now, cool. That'll work too. Right? We're not going to chase that other stuff because it's quite frankly not worth our time. So without further ado, as a reminder, we're not live. We're not live. Did I mention we're not live? This is recorded. So your comments that are coming down the pipe there, we'll get to them when we get back in studio. And we appreciate you, and please do keep the comments coming. All right. So we're going to open up Coach C's Chaulk Talk. Before I do that, I've been a coach almost 20 years. Football, hockey, track, coached athletes from 4th grade all the way to varsity. Been a volunteer, been a paid coach. Absolutely have learned in the paid coach world. You become an educator. You got to learn about 13 different ways to say the same thing, whether it's life lessons or teaching a guy how to, come out of a snap and get the good first couple steps on a pass coverage block. Whatever it is, you have to learn how to go through that. So that's what we focus on here. We're going to talk a little bit about the topic tonight's going to be mental health well-being. We're going to talk a little bit about that and basically the pathway towards that kind of stuff. So without further ado, now let's go ahead and get that fired up. All right, dog. Welcome to Coach C's Chaulk Talk. Mental health well-being, or just mental well-being. What the heck does it mean? Okay, it hits on three things: emotional, psychological, and social. These three topics, right? They're all in the same areas, and they all circle around there. Coping mechanisms, right? Basically, your ability. It's a state of well-being in which you realize your own abilities, kind of your own boundaries, where you're at with this. You use them for coping and for normal stresses of life, right? Your average everyday stuff. It helps you work more productively. You can get access with that and find ways to give back to your community. That's basically a strong mental well-being. Now, add in, let's say we add in some extra anxiety. Let's say we add in some extra stressors in there, some PTSD, TBI, depression, things of this nature. Having a strong mental well-being foundation is going to help you in that area. So anything we can do to improve that on some level, absolutely is gonna be beneficial at the end of the day. 3 major principles here for improving that you're going to see no matter if you Google it, if you go out online, you look at any universal mental health organization of any kind, be it government funded or privately funded, you're going to see these 3 themes coming back around. Actually 5 in all honesty. First one is they're going to talk about, it's on the social side, and it's connect with other people. Okay. Don't isolate. Okay. That's not good for you at the end of the day. So connect with other people. Now, one of the best ways to do that is in an organized activity such as kayak fishing, hiking, camping, those type of things. Organizations like the TPO, we offer the ability for you to do that. And in a really, you don't have to do anything except show up, right? And be ready to go. The second principle is be physically active. It's why we try to incorporate hiking in every one of our excursions. And I'm not talking like, we're going and hiking a 14er, Jack, no. But we're going to stay physically active. You're going to help prep your own kayak. You're going to load it out of the trailer. You're going to, stay active. And that's important for you at home, man. Take a walk, right? Our bodies, chair gave out. Our bodies are built to be active, right? It's a physiological fact. Your immune system is tied to your lymphatic system, and your lymphatic system inside your body requires muscle contraction to move lymphatic fluid to the nodes that you have throughout, and that helps improve your overall health. Your body needs to be in motion. Sitting, locking yourself down is not healthy for you, and it directly affects your mental well-being, right? You'll find that no matter, as I said before, it's a common denominator that's out there. Learning new skills, expanding your brain. And I don't know if that's making jewelry, building a fishing rod, tying fishing tackle, learning some knots, learning how to navigate a kayak, learning some camping skills, whatever it is, Jack. These are things also that our programs and other organizations offer in this case, right? Give to others. Find a way that you can give back. When we work in our groups inside the TPO, we are basically designing this thing to be basically a team. Okay. So while I'm going to set the stage for you, I'm going to count on you to help out at these events, be it going to Stanley or being it going on these bigger events here. You're going to play a critical role in the whole process, and we're going to rely on each other when we get there to have a great time through and through. And always encourage folks, especially if you end up going down the pathway of getting your own kayak along there, is volunteer with us. Come in and help share these awesome experiences that you had, to help give that to somebody else through the TPO and through the work that we're doing, right? And then, of course, pay attention to the here and now. Be here. This is one of the things I've tried to teach athletes at all times. Be here, right? The way I would talk to my athletes was, hey, I know you got homework. I know you got prom. I know you got, a date or something, this and that. But while you're at practice, be here. Okay. Be in the present. Highly, highly important that you do that. Put away all the other stuff. Deal with that when practice is over. In the teachings that I had to my athletes from 4th grade all the way through the varsity guys, practice, always more important than game time to me as a coach. In practice, this is where you get a chance to learn. You learn about yourself, you learn about your teammates, you learn about the sport that you play. You get a chance to grow, push yourself beyond limits, right? You thought you had this as a limit. We're going to show you techniques and ways or in the encouragement that you're going to need to get to the next level, because your team's going to rely on that. You're going to be able to test yourself every day in practice. If you're doing that, you know you're practicing hard and you're doing a good job. And you're going to push those limits. You're going to push yourself to do things, to go past the point of exhaustion that you thought you were, or endure a little bit more, pain, or get some more plays locked in your head. You're going to push yourself. We do these things in practice so that way when it occurs in game time, because all of those things happen in game day, right? But we do it in practice so that when it does happen on game day, you have a common frame of reference to fall back on, right? You can simply go back to, well, shit, I did it in practice. I can do it now. If you've never done it, if you never had to push or test yourself or grow during practice time, when it happens on game day, it's going to shock you. And you're going to be caught shell shock there when it counts, right? When the scoreboard's on the line. That's the value to me as a coach when it comes to practice. And now why have I just gone through and talked about this? Because I'll tell you this, in life, outside of sports, when your practice is? Your time. Your personal time. Whether you give yourself personal time or not, you need to carve out, if it's 15 minutes or it's a day or a week, you need to carve out time for yourself for maintenance, man. You got to do maintenance here. And the reason how I'm going to express that to you is very simple. A lifeguard who has a hurt leg or perhaps isn't paying attention, an unhealthy, unaware, untrained lifeguard is nothing more than part of the problem, not part of the solution. But a well-trained, healthy lifeguard who's paying attention can help a lot of people, right? So if you're going to be giving to others and you want to be a good part of society and you want to serve a purpose in your community, your groups, your friend circles, well, then you need to make sure that you're carving out a little bit of time for yourself, right? Get that self-maintenance in there. And that is, as I said, your time. That's your practice time. That's when you get to do this, right? Your time can be some of these outings that we go out on. That's your time. That's your recharge. We're going to do all those things. We're going to help you learn new skills. We're going to hopefully help you grow in some department or another when it comes to the hiking and fishing and kayaking and camping. We're going to help you grow in that area. Hopefully we test you a little bit. We get to test your skills. We get to test your patience, test your gut to see if it can handle the laughter that's probably going to ensue from the entire trip. But all those things that we get a chance to do, obviously on a chill level, because we're out there, we're outdoors, but still we're going to do that. And this is going to be your chance to gather those skills that you need to help you on the daily. Something that's getting talked about quite a bit out there. Every human being on the planet has anxiety. Okay? Every human being deals with anxiety at some point. Every human being deals with depression at some point, disappointment, stress. And everybody has their own flavor and their own type of probably, in most cases, I would say a lot of people have dealt with some form of an incident that they would classify as trauma to them. Now, not everybody has the kind of trauma that comes from serving their country, right? That's a different kind. And that is definitely different from this. However, remember, not everybody likes chocolate ice cream. To some people, it's a horrid, horrid thing. Everybody's got their own flavor of things. Everybody's got their own importance level of things. Now, there is a part that I will say, here comes some language, folks, earmuffs. If you're a candy ass and words can hurt you to make you feel unsafe, or they completely destroy your day because somebody said a word that you don't like, or somebody said something about somebody that you don't like, if that can completely derail you, and I'm speaking about the I'm offended crowd, okay? you got grumpy old man here coming out. I don't give three rats asses, and I don't play that game anymore. I'm offended. Don't care. Don't care. Your solution to that is get away from that then, or that other person. If that's the only way you can deal with it, get on down the road. I'm offended every day at something. Don't say it. Don't care about it. Don't let it control my day. If you give somebody that much power off of words, man, if that's the worst thing you got to deal with in your life, you've had one soft ass life, right? Because there are actions and things that have gone on this planet with some folks that you quite frankly, apparently would just implode yourself into a ball and fade away. If somebody's saying something here or there can offend you in that sense, yeah, you got other mental health areas there that need to be addressed and need to go after. Plain and simple. That's just kind of where that's at. But when you get a chance to engage with the outdoor programs and you can pull yourself away for that growth piece, man, that's your time to shine, right? That's your time to get out there and do what needs to be done to help find your way to contribute back into the programs and such. And again, to start talking about and start dealing with the everyday stressors and coping mechanisms that can help build into other areas, right? It absolutely is. And so that's at the heart of why. Besides the fact that just going fishing and camping is a good damn time and you're close to Mother Nature, man, and it's a lot of blast. You're going to laugh at me or with me. It's usually what I tell folks. We're going to do some stuff there. We're going to have a good time, through the deal. And if you don't, well, then I'm going to find another organization that does something that maybe is more in line with you. And that's why we go to Stanley. I take people out at Stanley Lake and I see how they handle it, see how they like it. If they really truly fall in love and they dig on it, that's when we get them on that list to go on the trips with us and get rolling there. One of the things that's always tough from sports all the way through is hard choices. Okay? Everything at some point or another is going to be a shit sandwich, and you're going to have to decide what end of that sandwich you want to bite from. Not everything in life is fair, and not everything out there is always going to be butterflies and puppy dogs, right? Or cotton candy. Sometimes stuff just sucks, and we got to go through it. It's part of it, right? Having the desire to get away from it should not be your focus. What should be your focus is to get through it, because it'll end. The suck does end. You can get yourself to the other side of it. All right. So if you are only focused on getting out of it, getting away from it, well, then you're going to forget about all the journey that's needed between where you're at and where that begins. You're going to forget about all that work that's going to need to be put in there. So focus on that journey piece, on how do I get through this, and I'll come out the other end of that deal. I don't care if you're talking about work or bills or your health or growth. Think about it. It sucks getting up every day and going to work if you have the normal job, right? If you got to get up and pay the bills and keep food on the table and provide for somebody, provide a future for other people, you got to get up. You got to go punch the clock and get it done. Okay? That does suck. But you're doing it for a reason. Now, what's the reverse of that? Don't go to work? Sure. So you don't have to get up. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to deal with customers. You don't have to do this. But what comes out of that? You don't provide a future. You don't get to pay your bills. You don't get to secure, any awesome vacations. And you can't provide opportunity, and you're setting a piss poor example of what it is to be a constructive member of the community. Right? So which one of those two? If they both suck, but one has the potential for some positive outcome, easy decision-making process, paying your bills. Sucks having to take all that hard-earned money and pay your bills. Watch it go away, basically pissing it away on invisible stuff. At ridiculous prices, price for natural gas, price for electricity, price for internet speed, all these type of things that you got to spend your money on. But you get to enjoy those things. You have those things in return. The alternative is you don't pay your bills. Electricity gets shut off. Your gas gets shut off. You got no heat, got no internet, got no connection anywhere, you got no cell phone. Both are going to suck. One has that potential. Your own personal health. Is it easy eating healthy and making hard disciplinary decisions on what you eat and how you eat? No, it is not easy. I just went through it myself. I can speak from firsthand experience, and I do it every day now. No, it is not easy. There's times where, man, you start going, this is such a pain in the butt. Yeah, it kind of is. But I'll tell you what, the potential and what came out of it, 40 pounds lighter now, feeling way healthier, feeling better about the potential that I have to live another 40 years, maybe, at least 30, sure as heck beats the alternative, which was I don't have to watch it and I stay obese and I stay fat, which is where I was. This country has an absolute chronic disease epidemic taking place across this country, obesity and diabetes, and the list goes on, and it comes from the failed ass nutrition that we have available to us out there, the quick and easy processed food that's out there. It's garbage, and it's got nothing but garbage in it. And yeah, man, it's so you have your choice. Don't do it. Stay unhealthy or struggle to try to get healthy. Go out there, go to the gym 5 days a week, and you're barely cutting any weight because what you're putting in your body is garbage anyway. So no matter how much you work, you're just working out garbage, right? You're just churning that stuff up. Or the other side is be disciplined. Deal with maybe having to change up your palate of your taste a little bit. Maybe having to take some time to make some food as opposed to pop it out of a packet or stop by a local place and pick it up. And watch your body transform. Watch it start to get itself healthier, even on its own, without hitting that gym. Now, adding exercise, as we established in the beginning, hugely important. Stay active. Good stuff in, good stuff out, man. That's the thing that we're talking about here. Make the choice that if it's always going to be hard, don't be afraid to make that choice to the hard choice or the difficult one that leads to the potential of something more positive, right? That's pretty much Coach C's Corner today. Staying on that mental health, mental well-being, stay active, connect with other people. Don't be afraid to learn some new skills, give them back to others and whatever, be it somebody close to you, be it general public, whomever. Just find a way to contribute. And if you'd like some help in that, hey, hit us up here. I've got a way that you can volunteer with us and you'll do a pile of good stuff there. And of course, be present. Be in the now. Don't be afraid. Take your practice, your time, get your practice in so that on game day, when you're there, you're hitting it full steam. All right, let's switch it over. We're going to throw some opinions around. Get ready. Buckle up. All right. Couple opinions coming down. It's positive opinions, though. We're seeing it more and more and more, dog. There's some good things taking place here. Got one that came down that actually it stuck in my head a little bit. Saw the video online, went and looked it up, saw the news outlet on this. So I don't really, I've disconnected from the parties. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I will say this. The moment I disconnected and took the personal need to like the candidate out of the equation, it opened my mind quite a bit more. And what it opened me to was being able to look and just see the truth, right? No longer just buy into the hype, but actually see the truth of what's going on out there and not be a sheep being led or not being a parrot squawking out the next, statement that's going on. And I have been seeing both sides play the game, right? Both sides do, no question. Both the right and the left both play these games out here, but there is one side that's playing it more, and they're really trying to prey on this. The Fact of the matter is, when he first initially ran, our current president, when he first initially ran in 2016, I did not vote for him. I did not vote for Hillary Clinton either. I thought the choices were ointment or suppository, quite frankly. I was not impressed with either one. So I voted third party. Then 2020 rolled around. I didn't vote for him again. I damn sure didn't vote for Biden. I never was impressed or liked. Biden to me always represented the far extreme left, which quite frankly, in my opinion, are just, that's where the Marxists are located in the far, far extreme left. That's where the people that they don't even realize what they're doing. That's where the socialists reside. That's where the screaming, temper tantrum throwing, ideology of that I can be a butterfly if I want, or I can identify as a cat. That's where I put those people. Okay. Way off the deep end. I have no respect piece for that shit whatsoever. I just don't engage them, because there's, how can you, have a legitimate or reasonable discussion with somebody who's not using legitimacy or reasoning in their whole foundation. That's where I put Biden, right? And 4 years, he showed you his colors there, even if it was just him letting the party run it, whatever the case may be. This nation was turned into a circus show, right? We had shit coming off the rails. This last one, I did vote for Trump. And what led me to that was very cut and dry and simple. I initially never thought that 5 media outlets could all be in cahoots and repeating the same lie. So I thought if all 5 were saying it, clearly there had to be something there. And then I realized that's not true at all. Matter of fact, all 5, and try all of them, can be fed by the same narrative. And whether the anchors know it or not, they're pushing the same garbage over and over again. And then it started to come true. We started to see actual proof of this stuff. Bless the podcast community. Bless the private media community as it continued to rise. Because then we had outlets with information available that weren't bought and paid for. And that's when I realized, hey, you know what? This guy is not some evil monster, right? He just isn't. Now, he says a bunch of dumb shit. I'll give you that. Our current president. A lot of times I'll take his phone away from him. Stop tweeting. Stop on social media with the third grader level insults. Okay, just quit it. But the things he does, the people he puts in power to get the job done, it's been working, and it's getting done for the right reasons, right? And that's just what I see from this. Well, I still like to see people's opinions from all sides. And one of the guys, this most recently here, I've been following him because I do think he's funny, and that's Bill Maher. I don't always agree with him. Matter of fact, I probably disagree with him more than I do agree with him. But the thing that's been happening with him, and I've been seeing this time and time again, he is getting in the business of just speaking truth. He's not being a parrot. He's not repeating stuff that's going on there. He's calling it as it truly is. And one of the things he did on Real Talk, he said something about the fact that, you know what, one of the things, the Woodstock anniversary had come up, and war, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. And they said, if there's one thing, he goes, if there's one thing that you have to get rid of this zombie lie, that Trump wants war, he absolutely does not. He's been involved in more peace talks, and that you've talks between countries you've never even heard of. He's been at the heart of trying to stop these things. He continues to work his tail off to get Ukraine and Russia to the table to end that mess. He was not responsible for that. Biden administration was 100% responsible for escalating that shit. It could have been done before they ever even got in. And we know this stuff to be true. We've seen it now from outside sources, from French freaking reporters talked about the very day when the U.S. ambassador basically forced the rejection of a peace treaty, told Ukraine not to do it. And our administration was the one that ordered that. And that was the Biden administration. They wanted to see this. They didn't care about Ukraine or Russia. They wanted to see him fight because that's good for us. We've seen these things come true, and Maher saw this, and he said this about this deal about how Trump absolutely has been working his ass off to try to get and stop this stuff. Well, one of his conservative guests fired back with, "Hey, Bill, I think you're starting to come around." And it was funny, but Maher thoroughly rejected it. He goes, no, you're missing the point. I'm not coming around to anything. I'm still the same. He goes, but what I am doing is not repeating garbage that I'm hearing. I'm just speaking the truth. And if the truth is that President Trump is trying to get this peace deals, which that is what he's doing, and that's what we're seeing. He's clearly shown that he's not here to help Putin. He's reestablished relations with NATO. He's reinstated embargoes and such on Russia. He's shown exactly the opposite. And this guy was sitting here watching, Maher go through this. I got to tell you, it's about time we have somebody that's willing just to say the truth, because he didn't need to be nice. He didn't need to be, likable. What he was is just saying, no, this is what's happening right now. This is what we're seeing 100%. The news may not want to report on it much, but it's the truth. So when you start to do that and you can separate, I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of stress and anxiety away. That's my point of this whole thing. We're starting to see more people engage the truth, see things for what they are. And if you can disconnect, you don't need a party's ideology for you, to be always right, for you to be happy. I find myself very liberal in some things and very conservative in others. And I don't attach to the Republicans or the Democrats, but I will call it out as I see it. And Maher even made mention of this. People asked him, gave him crap for not having more Democrats on his show. And his response was, I've offered. They don't want to come on. And I mean, he's voted for these people. He has been primarily a liberal his entire life. And they won't come on his show. Yet he comes straight out and said, however, almost like every Republican that he's ever invited shows up. He goes, they know what they're in for. They know that I'm going to bash on them. And he goes, and they take the beating like a man. They laugh, they join in on it, and then they defend their turf. And I got to tell you, man, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Republicans disagree with each other, but still do it with some civility, and still do it to the point of not completely condemning. God forbid you step out of line from AOC or Bernie or Jasmine Crockett or Elizabeth Warren or any of these people on that side, or Chucky Schumer. If you step out of line there and you disagree with them, well, you're just the lowest piece of belly button lint that's ever walked the planet, and you're crazy and you're an idiot and a fascist and racist. And tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, and then I'm going to give you proof after proof after proof after proof to it. Right? Over and over again, we see this. That's what's going on. Last but not least, Bill Maher was actually quoted as saying, I never changed. I'm still the same liberal I always was. He goes, the party's changed. They've left me. I didn't leave them. They left me. They went off the deep end over there. And he's got a point, man. I know several of my friends and family members that are very liberal that feel very similar to that. Because as you've heard me say it before, liberal and conservative are not bad terms, all right? Today's society has made them as insults, but they're plain and simply not. And the thought that it is, then that means you're just completely negating the English language. Go look at what the terms actually mean. Far stretching folks on the left and far stretching folks on the right. That's your problem. Always has been, always will be. When the extremists are holding the microphone, find that common ground in there, and that's how we're supposed to find and move forward. But anyway, that's the shots fired there. We're throwing that out there. Let me know what you think. Throw it in the comments there, and yeah, man, we'll keep it going. Reminder: we're not live. If you're yelling at me in the comments, you don't like what I said. First off, boo freaking who. Secondly, make your point. Don't make insults. Make your point. If you like what I said, what's up? Anyway, we're not live. I'm not here. Figment of your imagination. All right, dude, that's going to do it. We wrapped it up here. We're on the 1 hour mark. Hopefully I'll be back in studio tomorrow. And then we'll go down through the comments. We'll check all that stuff out there. We'll see what we got going for next week. Next week, we should be back live again. We'll have to check the calendar. I don't have it here in front of me. We'll check the calendar, see who we have on deck. We got a couple cool special guests we're going to bring about. We're also going to maybe just start doing some more conversational things on some of the podcasts like this. And that way you can get a chance. We're going to be going to the audio platform very, very soon. All major audio platforms you'll be able to download us and just listen to us there. Also, of course, YouTube and Facebook. You'll still catch us there always. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that is. Hey, love every one of you guys. Appreciate you sticking through this thing. Appreciate you hanging out through this. We can go over tough topics. We can agree. We can disagree. We can still have respect. Above all, get outdoors, right? Get that personal practice time in, like we just talked about. Get outdoors, and if you want to, we'd love to have you here at the TPO. I don't care where you're at in the country. Contact me if you're watching this. If you're listening to this, contact us. If we got an ability or a way to get our gear into your area and do an event, we'll come do it. We'll make it happen. We're always looking for excuses to get around the country and check out new areas. And here's the other thing. If we can't do it, I'll probably connect you with somebody that can in your neck of the woods. But yeah, try some new things. Get outdoors, try some kayak fishing, try some hiking and camping out there, or just spend a day out on a kayak with some folks that are fun to fish with and get her rolling. As always, folks, we appreciate you. We love you. Tight lines. Be safe.